Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another cooking show with Cooking with Josiah and Kids. We have today Chef Adam, we have Chef Ayub, and Chef Josiah, myself. Today we are going to be learning a couple things. Hold on 1 second. Oh, gotta get him out of here. Yeah. So today we're going to be having a couple recipes. We're going to do some blackened salmon tacos with creamy lime coleslaw. We're going to have a pineapple salsa. And then something that all the kids like is some smoothies. We've been drinking a lot of smoothies this Ramadan. And today we're going to make a watermelon and mint one. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of smoothies have you been making so far?
I've been making strawberry.
Strawberry? Okay.
Strawberry smoothies.
Is that your favorite part so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So first of all, I want to talk about recipes, okay? So today we are inviting somebody, or we're cooking for somebody, and he's been asking, he said, boy, Josiah, you've made the best salmon that I've had in a while. And I said, I don't remember it, but I guess it was good. And this guy over here, Chef Adam, he's been asking for salmon too. So finally, we're going to get some salmon. We're going to cook some salmon for Adam and for our guest. We're going to be doing it from a recipe. And the recipe, we can think about recipes as our guide, okay? Recipes are our guide in cooking. Now, during Ramadan, we know that recipes in life, we have a recipe in life. Allah has given us a recipe in life. He's given us the Quran, right? And he's given us the Sunnah, right? As a recipe on how we should live our life, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So such a blessing that Allah has given us this recipe. Now, who do we learn a recipe from? Do we learn a recipe from just anybody? No. Who's the best person to learn a recipe from?
Allah.
No, a cooking recipe. Who's the best person?
I don't know.
Not me. Who would be the best?
I don't know. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
No. Who would be the best? Think about it. A cooking recipe.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. Very good. A chef, right? A chef, a professional, right? A professional. So just the same way in Islam, we should learn our recipe from who? We should learn our recipe from who? The Sunnah comes from the Prophet, peace be upon him. Beforehand, Allah sent many prophets. He sent Prophet Ayub, Prophet Job, Prophet Dawood, Prophet Ibrahim, Prophet Ishaq, Prophet Adam. So Allah sent these prophets to give us a recipe. Allah sent these prophets to give us a recipe on how we should live our lives. Nowadays, we don't have the prophet. We don't have the prophet. So what's left is his sunnah. So we have the prophet's sunnah, which is a recipe on how we should live our lives. Such a blessing, right? That Allah has given us. Not only that, but Allah has given us people to tell us about the sunnah, like scholars, like imams. So we have those scholars that tell us the recipe that the Prophet ﷺ, he gave it to us. So that's the best thing. Learn your recipe from a scholar in life. Learn a recipe from your imam in life. And they're the best guide. Okay? And of course, Allah is the best guide. Okay. So with that, we have this recipe that from a professional cook. And they told us how to make this. This is our first time making it. So Adams wanted salmon. I said, oh, let's get some salmon. That'd be good. This is the first time. So first off, we're going to wash our hands. Did everybody wash their hands?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna wash our hands, and we gotta get some fish. Where do fish come from? Well, let's see. What's this over here? We have a fishing pole. Let's see. You want to go fishing here?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Cast it out. Cast it out. We're gonna... Okay, cast it out. Do you got it? Oh. You got a nibble. You got a nibble? You got it? Bring it in. Reel it in. Reel it in. Reel it in. Over here. Reel it in. Oh! second. This isn't a fish. What is this? What is this? It's our animal expert, Anwar. Hello, animal expert, Anwar. All right, you caught him. Good job, Adam. Good job. All right, animal expert, Anwar, you're a good person to talk to about what we're having. What is this? What is that?
Salmon.
Salmon, right. This is fish. So where do we get fish? Where do we get fish from?
From lakes and rivers, oceans.
And oceans?
And you know the sea?
And the sea, yeah, I know the sea.
And you know the sea turtle?
Sea turtle, yeah.
Turtle?
But salmon we get from the ocean and from the rivers.
Yeah, and the lakes. And salmon runs.
Salmon runs, very good. So salmons go on salmon runs, right?
And salmon. And the salmon decide to go for the bears. And then salmon food the bears.
Oh yeah, bears like to eat salmon. Very good, animal expert. Okay, thank you for joining us. All right, so salmon come from both the rivers and the ocean. Salmon are an amazing creature. They live in the ocean for most of their life, and then they swim up the stream at the end of their life, and they go and make their runs. So the bears, they come and all gather around, and they eat the salmon. Yum. Okay, so I guess the first thing, we'll put the salmon. They lay their eggs, yeah. So we'll put that off to the side. And I think the first thing that we're going to make, and then we're going to do the pineapple. We're going to do pineapple salsa. And then we're going to do creamy coleslaw. Okay, yeah, and then they die. Very good. Yes. All right. So let's get that salsa together. The easiest thing, or it's going to be our salsa, we're going to do 2 cups of pineapple. Put that pineapple in there. Hey, can you come help us? All right, 2 cups of pineapple. You want to read the directions on the salsa? Good. Oh, you can take it from here.
2 cups of diced fresh pineapple.
Oh, we use canned pineapple. I want to get diced or fresh, but now's not the season. But all right.
1.5 cups of chopped cilantro.
1.5 cups of chopped cilantro. Okay, good.
And you need 1/4 cups of finely chopped red onions.
Red onions. Well, we have some young chives from the, so we're going to use chives instead of onions. Chives are a part of the onion family, as well as, do you guys know what else is a part of the onion family?
Onions.
Onions are a part of the onion family. What else is a part of the onion family?
These onions. These.
One, yeah, different kinds. Garlic, very good. Yes, some of that garlic. Okay, so let's put, how many red onions does it say?
It says 1/4.
1/4 of a cup? Okay, we'll just do about 1/4 of a cup there. And oh, that's enough. Yeah, that's good. That's enough. Yep, good. All right, 1/4 of a cup. Can you help me with the rest of the recipe, are you?
Okay. How about this?
All right.
This line.
No, what's the rest of it here?
And you need
What do we do?
1 serrano pepper.
1 serrano for the salsa?
Yeah.
I don't think it's for the salsa, is it?
1 serrano pepper.
Oh, 1 serrano pepper. And does it have 1 serrano pepper? Oh,
Seeded
okay.
and finely chopped.
Okay, we need a serrano pepper. Are you gonna go get me a serrano pepper? Yeah, but this serrano pepper is with the garlic. I don't think we need this one for the garlic. Yeah. All right, good. All right, good. That's good. That's perfect. So off the side, we still need a serrano pepper.
Serrano pepper.
1 for each.
Where's the serrano pepper? I don't see it. Oh, this one here? Oh, here we go. Here's a serrano pepper. It's already chopped up for us. There's one that we have serrano pepper, and then we have one that's serrano pepper and garlic. So put the serrano pepper in there.
The whole thing?
Yep, the whole thing. Good. No, you don't want to use your fingers. When working with peppers, you have to be careful with your fingers. Because if you touch any of this and then touch your eye, you'll hurt yourself. All right. Put the one serrano pepper in there.
Can I mix it?
Yep, you can mix it up. Oh, yeah, careful. All right, take the next one. We're gonna do a zest of lime in the cilantro too, in the salsa.
Yeah.
All right. So how much of the zest of lime? How much in the zest of lime?
One lime.
One whole.
One whole. Okay. So we grade the zest. The zest we're using a lime, and we're just doing the zest of it. So you're just gonna do the outside of it.
Is it even coming?
Is it even coming? That's a good question.
No.
I can smell it.
It's running on there.
It should be coming out. No?
No, it's here.
Oh.
No.
No?
I'm gonna have to do it.
The inside. There we go. Let's do a little bit on the other side, maybe.
Still not coming.
Yeah, it is. One zest of lime. All right, we'll get that all on there. Adam, can you not put your nose in there? Yeah. All right. All right.
It's invisible.
Next recipe, Anna, we're going to do the creamy coleslaw. So this is really something really simple. Salsa should be simple. You can put, a lot of times you put potatoes in salsa, but something sweet like pineapple is just as good. And pineapple, fresh pineapple especially, is a meat tenderizer. So it'll help with, it won't be tenderize the meat, but you can use the juices of a pineapple to tenderize your meat. Not your salmon though.
No.
All right, is it coming out? Did it come out? Oh,
No.
yeah.
Okay, just bring that away
Zest
and
of lime.
I'll smell it.
No, yeah, that's fine, Adam. All right. We got almost the whole zest off of it.
Yep, it's
Yep.
coming.
Yeah, let's not put our head though near those food. Okay, we want to promote cleanliness. Okay, and when we're clean, we don't want to put our head by the food, right? We don't want to put our nose by the food. Nobody wants their nose. We want to wash our hands before we cook, right? We want to be clean when we're cooking, because you're going to be making this for other people, and they have to, and they shouldn't have your nose all around it, right? Okay, that's good. That's done. All right, let's set that off to the side. You don't want to chop this up. You just want to turn it a little bit. You just want to mix those ingredients. Good job, Adam.
Okay, what
So
do
we
next?
have our salsa, our pineapple salsa. Should look just like that. That's going to be placed on top of the blackened salmon. There we go. That's that. All right, next ingredient, next thing we're going to do is our creamy coleslaw. All right, we have already I chopped up 8 cups of cabbage. Okay, so we have 8 cups of cabbage. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add, very good, we have half of a cup of mayonnaise and half of a cup of yogurt. Now we use Greek yogurt. I'm sorry, sour cream. Half a cup of sour cream and a half a cup of mayonnaise. And we're gonna just put that in there. There you go. You can put that. Yep, the whole thing. You got it, or do you want me to do it?
Got it.
You got it? All right. What's the next thing? Are you?
You still have some ingredients for the pineapple salsa.
Can you go to the next, please?
3/4 cup of mayonnaise.
No, not that one. Thank you. This one here. Half a cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of sour cream. Okay.
3 tablespoons or more of fresh lime juice.
Oh, 3 tablespoons or more of fresh lime juice. I think we need. You want to get a tablespoon for us, are you? A measuring tablespoon?
Right.
Oh, very good. And you want to do 3 tablespoons of that, of lime juice. You got a tablespoon?
Yep.
That's a half tablespoon. This is going to be your big tablespoon. Okay? Here you go. Are you? Now, we don't want to put too much in. Adam, you're going to go to the next thing. You read the next ingredient, Adam.
Okay.
All right? See how with recipes you need to have guidance. Otherwise, people will be putting whatever they want. Same thing in Islam. You need to have guidance when you're doing your recipe.
This good?
Yep.
Oh, 11
Yep,
and
3 of those.
2
1.
teaspoon final grated lime peel.
Lime peel. All right. Same thing. Another lime peel. All right. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Did you do 3?
Yep.
All right. Lime peel.
Okay.
All right. What's after the lime peel?
1 Serrano style sealed minced. What's it? It's 1
Serrano?
child.
Yep. Okay. We got the serrano with the cilantro.
And wait, fill the whole thing.
Oh, just hold on a second. You put it right there. All right. What's after that?
Go do it. Go do it. Okay. Hey.
Just wait. Ooh, boy.
This we can see.
This one you can see?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one maybe we couldn't see. Why do you think we couldn't see the other one?
Because you were spying. It was the zest.
There was the zest, but what else was in there? The cilantro, right?
Yeah.
So it probably looked like I was just putting cilantro in, even though I was putting in the lime zest.
Well, this cilantro just looks like that's lighter than that one.
Yeah, the cabbage is lighter, right?
No, not the cabbage. This is
Oh, that's
not lighter
cilantro?
than that.
Oh,
So
good.
it's just because
Almost
of the
finished with this lime. Poor lime is kicking off all the zest.
What's the zest for?
The zest is just the end, the outside of it. Okay.
What? Like the peel?
Yeah, like the peel, exactly. All right. All right. We have, what was the next ingredient? Oh, wait.
Serrano child.
Is this have the 2 cloves of garlic as well? Do the 2 cloves, because we already prepared some garlic and cilantro, and what else did we put in here?
Chili.
Chili.
So those 3.
The serrano, the garlic, and cilantro. Okay, you can put that in there. Good. All right. Excellent. And then, let's see. We have a little spoon. We get a spoon. Adam, you want to go get me a spoon so we can get this out? All right. Next ingredient.
2 garlic cloves pressed.
Oh, we did that. 2 garlic cloves pressed.
1/3 of a cup chopped fresh cilantro. I got
Chopped cilantro. We already did that. Yeah. Good.
And 8 cups of thinly sliced.
8 cups of thinly sliced. Very good. All right.
And 4 green onions minced.
4 green onions minced.
Yeah.
Minced.
About 1/4 cup.
And again, 1/4 cup. Again, we're using those chives. Okay. So when you cook with the same ingredients, it kind of brings everything together. So that's kind of, you can bring it with it chives. You can do it with anything. Lemon juice, lime. So you'll notice like a lot of these flavors, they're a little different. Like the pineapple gives you the sweetness, but then they still have the same kind of flavor with the onion and the lime juice. So that's going to bring it all together. The salmon has a little bit more spice to it, and it has some herbs. So these are good complements to each other. All right. So then we want to stir this up nicely and calmly.
Yes.
Yeah. Calmly.
Oh.
Yep. All right. Let's do that myself. So you gotta be careful because this is a really full bowl. And when you be too silly in something, then you won't be able to do it. Yeah. So then you stir this up. All right.
Garlic clover pressed.
All right. So we're gonna mix this coleslaw. I think we
Okay,
need
where's
more
the
lime
garlic?
juice for this.
Have a lime juice. More
Yeah.
lime.
And you know, with every recipe, any recipe, just a little bit. Good. With every recipe, you want, when you're cooking, you want to see if you want it creamier or not. At the end of this, you're going to add salt and pepper to taste. We're not going to do this right now because we're not eating this right now. We're going to do this at the end. So you kind of got to just feel for the texture. Cabbage,
the garlic.
Cabbage is.
Garbage.
Adam, can you go over there, please, Adam? Yeah, cabbage is something where you can't necessarily get 8 cups like really smoothly, so you have to estimate a little bit. We used actually a quarter head. The heads of cabbage were really big, so we did a quarter, and it was 8 cups. It was plenty of cabbage. Of course, you can use the packaged cabbage. That's kind of easier to do. And then sometimes you can do like a mixture of like red cabbage and green cabbage and everything together, and that gives really good color to make it pop. This is actually looking pretty good. How's that look? Like the dressing, it's evenly coating the cabbage. And so that's looking really good. So we're just gonna mix that nicely, and then we're gonna cover it and then put it in the fridge and chill it, okay? Salt and pepper at the end just to taste, all right? So you wanna take that to the kitchen and to the refrigerator, and then the last thing we're gonna do is the salmon. All right, so let's clean up a little bit here. You wanna get the salmon recipe
Okay.
to the side. And then you wanna put this also, this is our salsa. We're gonna put this off to the side. You can put that in the fridge. All right, so the salmon, the blackened salmon. We're gonna have our salmon here, and we already did our spice rub, okay? So we're gonna be rubbing, if you can take a look, I'll show you this. We're gonna be rubbing the spices on the salmon. Ooh, yummy. Now that red part, that's not really hot stuff. That's called paprika, all right? All right, so we're gonna get a nice rub, and you're gonna need 6 salmon fillets, okay?
Wild Copper River salmon.
Yeah, so those are some 6 fillets.
Pin the bones, remove the skin.
Yeah, and then so the ingredients are gonna be 1 tablespoon. You want to read this off for me? 1 tablespoon of paprika. That's gonna give it that smoky flavor, okay? What's next?
1 tablespoon of garlic powder.
1 teaspoon, I believe, of garlic powder. Yes, teaspoon, TSP, teaspoon of garlic powder. Next.
And what?
1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne powder, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of ground thyme, half a teaspoon of oregano. What's the last few?
And 1/2 dried basil.
1/2 dried basil. All right, 1/2 teaspoon, right? Half a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna roll up our sleeves for this one. We're gonna take that salmon. It should be padded. Should be padded dry.
Skin.
No, you don't want to rip off the skin. You want to keep that skin down. We're gonna actually, when we cook in the coconut oil, which we're getting that hot pan going right now. We're gonna get that hot pan going, and then our hot pan is gonna be cooking with coconut oil. Now, coconut oil has a high burn rate. So if you cook with other oil, it's gonna burn faster. We want this a hot pan, and we're cooking with a cast iron, okay? Cast iron allows us to get real hot. If you cook with another baking dish, like even a non-stick pan, you might not be able to get this hot. What you can do is you can grill this, of course. Cast iron I like cast iron. It gives a nice even heat. It can go into the oven if you need to put it in the oven. You can also, like I said, cook at a really high temperature. And that coconut oil is going to be able to bring that temperature up higher. Whereas if you cook with butter, butter has a low burning temperature. So if you put butter in there, it's going to burn at, I don't know what kind of degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius.
About 100.
No, I'm not sure, but it'll burn. So the butter will burn, but then as you go with different oils, coconut oil is one of the top. I think peanut oil also is very high. Okay, so with the salmon, what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply this rub, right? Read the directions. Apply the rub generously.
Coconut oil.
Apply the rub generously. The directions. There you go. And we'll put that in here. Actually, we're just gonna put all the salmon here, or 3 of them at least at a time. And then Adam, can you give me another plate? And we'll put the finished salmon on there. And we're gonna spread that rub on there. Yummy, yummy rub. And then we're gonna use our fingers to get that rub into that salmon. Get that rub into the salmon. All right. Good. How does that look, guys? Yeah, you can. I'm gonna bring that over here. Hey, you, Adam. Okay, you can put it. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna shake that off. And the rub is only going on one side. It's not going on the skin side, just on the flesh side. Let's put that in there.
Can I see the skin?
You want to see the skin? There's the skin. See it? All right. Get that on there. Make sure it's applied liberally. You want to put those spices on everything. Good. And then shake it off. Okay? So that's our first one. And put that salmon on there. Good. Second one. Roll your sleeves up, Adam. Yeah. We're going to get dirty. No, that's good. I think these three are good. We're going to get that. Pound it in there. Get that rub really deep into the meat of the salmon.
Tiny little bit.
There we go. Good. Now we got three more. Let's try to get some of those. Hold on, Adam. Actually, Ayub was going to do that. 1 second. And again, you want these salmon to be somewhat, you want it to be dry, okay, on top. You can use a paper towel or so on. You don't want it to be wet. And I'm using, and these are already thawed out as well. This is thawed out. They come frozen, and then you can thaw them out. Yep. Put it on there. Now in Milwaukee, you can get salmon. That's obviously going to be the best. It's freshly caught from Lake Michigan. Otherwise, you want to make sure that your salmon is, sustainable. If it's wild caught, wild caught differs from farm raised for sure. But it's the best thing is to get sustainable, and that goes with put the rest in here. Yeah, we put the general liberally. You want to put this liberally on here. So with fish in general, you want to make sure it's from a sustainable source. Fish is not going to be cheap, okay? It's not necessarily cheap. You want to make sure that fish comes from a sustained source. Otherwise, the environment that the fish is around is not going to be in the best area. So you're going to apply this rub generously here.
Can I do it?
No, that's all right, Adam. We're just going to do this real quickly because we got that pan heated up. Okay. So that's this one. And move this off to the side. And then when we cook it, we're going to put the skin side down first. And we're going to cook it. This cooks really fast. So you're going to cook the skin side down for 2 minutes. Okay. And then you're going to have that pan smoking hot. I mean, smoking hot. So then you're going to cook it for 2 minutes. And then you're going to cook it for 2 minutes, and before this happens, you want to make sure that the fan is on, because, like I said, they don't call this blackened salmon for no reason. All right, so you want to make sure that fan is on, maybe the window's open, because this thing should smoke up. All right, especially the paprika. The paprika burns. Okay, so it's going to give a nice smoky flavor. That's also why you should only do it for 2 minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be overcooked. It's going to be too much. Yeah, you can show it. There you go. So on the end, you should have your salmon looking like this. I'm going to go wash my hands real quickly.
The juices.
Chef Adam's been asking for salmon. He also likes smoked salmon, okay? Smoked salmon is delicious, okay? Smoked salmon is delicious. So when you cook this, you're going to do it for 2 minutes, and then you're going to flip it over, and then you cook it for another 2 minutes, and you're going to add a little bit more coconut oil, all right? So you're going to add a little bit more coconut oil. All right, so for the fish tacos, we're going to let this sit. We're going to wait for that pan to get smoking hot. We're going to move this off to the side. You want to take this? What's in the salmon mix?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, look.
Oh, you can read it off, Adam. Are you?
Just say paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper, sea salt, black pepper.
Yeah.
Pepper.
The salmon mix has got paprika. It has black pepper. It has onion powder. It has garlic powder, salt, dried oregano, cayenne pepper, dried basil, and dried thyme. All right. So there's quite a lot in there, and a lot of things are different as far as your rubs are going to be different. Everybody has their own. But the main thing with the blackened salmon is going to be that paprika. Okay, that paprika is going to give it a smoky flavor. The paprika is going to give it that smoky flavor. They use paprika instead of like a more cayenne because otherwise it's going to be too hot. But cayenne will also give it a smoky flavor, but you use a little bit of cayenne and then also the paprika. So you'll notice that 1 tablespoon, majority is paprika. Okay, let's see. So we're going to wait until our pan is smoking hot, and then let's find out what's the next thing we're making. All right. So we have our tacos that are here.
Tacos.
Yep. And then we're going to put this in a taco, and we need to grate some cheese. Okay. So we're using a Mexican cheese because it's tacos. You can make any kind of like crumbly cheese. You can even use mozzarella, cheddar, whatever kind of cheese you like. But I like to use like when making tacos, a crumbled cheese. Okay, a Mexican crumbled cheese. All right. So then our last thing. And we're still waiting on the oven. The last thing. Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna be cooking.
You're gonna put it in there. Just let me know when the oven is ready. The stove is ready. Yeah, the stove. Oh, the stove is ready. Okay, then come on with me, and we shall sear this salmon. All right, this way. All right, and coming in this way towards the kitchen. And here we go in the kitchen. Oh, you can hear that fan on. And we got a pan. Is it smoking hot?
It's smoking.
Is it smoking? All right. So then we have our coconut oil. And we're going to put in, what's that? 2 to 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. This is just like regular coconut oil. It comes as a solid. So 2 to 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. See it smoking? And it's solid now, but once it hits the pan, it liquefies. All right, that's good there. That might be too much. Let's take a little bit out. That's be too much. All right. So you're going to sear that down, and you want to get a tongs as well with this. So you can see it's smoking hot. That's how it should be. So we're going to do this for 2 minutes. We got our timer ready. We're going to do 2 minutes, and we're going to do 3 at a time. Oh, I did that one wrong. You want to do, oops. I went the skin side up. You want to do skin side down first. Yeah. All right. Be careful when cooking with oil. All right. I might have used too much coconut oil in that one. So, timer, 2 minutes, start. Be careful when cooking with oil. This can light up. You want to make sure plastic utensils are away from it. You can get splatter on here. You can get grease fires. You just want to be careful. Cooking with oil is no joke. So that's going to be cooking for 2 minutes. So the last thing, I guess I can talk about the last thing that we're going to be making. I briefly talked about it earlier. It's going to be a watermelon smoothie. That is delicious. Okay. Later on in the summer, when the watermelon's just right, there's not much that beats it. Okay. So you guys have the watermelon already, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then you go over here, Adam. You can get the watermelon outside with the blender. Okay. And so, like I said, you can do that for, we got 1 minute left. Let's read some. Anybody have any questions? All right. Let's see. Any questions here? All right. This salmon is cooking up nicely. You can get a look at it, and you can see what it should be looking like. As you can see. All right. And like I said, this does not take long. This does not take long to do. So it's real simple. 25 seconds. So we'll just probably cook the first ones, and then the second ones we'll leave. But I'd like for you guys to see like just how simple and how much you don't have to do. Like you just let it. You have to be around the oil just because you don't want it to splatter and cause a fire. You have to be present. You can't leave this at all. So then once it's flipped, I don't think I'm going to add more oil. I think I added just a little bit too much. All right, that's good. So timer, 2 minutes. I'm going to flip that again, being careful. Oh, and you don't want to do that. You want to flip away from you. I always forget about that. I don't know how you flip away. Flip away. They say to flip away because then you don't have the oil splattering at you. Flip away. You can see how it looks. That skin side, what the skin does is it protects the salmon, okay? It cooks it, but it protects it. If you did the other side first, you might overcook it, but the skin protects the salmon. That's why it's important to leave that skin on. Also to add some good flavor to it. This is, again, we're going to do that for 2 minutes. And like I said, it should cook up. There we go. It should blacken up real nicely. It should black up real nicely. All right, let's see here. So again, that's the coconut oil that we're using. This is just you can get this from anywhere, coconut oil. And you can see it inside. It's solid, but like it looks liquefied. Lots of saturated fat in this, but it's good. It's good fat. It comes from, coconut. It's a good fat. All right, we got 20 seconds left. All right, and so we're going to flip this, and then we're going to take it off. We've got a plate here. We've got a plate that's already. Okay. All right, you can see they turned out very well. Perfectly blackened. Nice. All right, so we're going to go make that smoothie. And we're going to cook up the other one. We have another chef that's going to be doing that. All right, let's go this way. And over here. And we're going to get that smoothie going.
Adam, this way.
All right, so Chef Adam has been over here putting all the ingredients together.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, I am.
What do we put in here, Chef Adam? What do we put in here?
Pineapple.
You put what?
Watermelon.
You put watermelon in here? Okay. What else do we need for the water for this?
Ice.
Ice. Okay.
Some
And
lime. Mint.
lime. Okay. Put some lime in there.
Mint.
Mint.
Lime
All right.
too.
Mint. Very good.
How
Mint.
many?
Put a good amount. I don't know. We're not following it. We're not following a recipe, I don't believe. We've made this before and it's delicious.
I make
Just
my
do-
own smoothie.
Yeah.
I
A lot of times you season it to taste. There we go. Lime.
do. Season taste.
And then I put actually a little bit of salt. Just a little bit of salt in there. Yeah, that's enough.
Salt.
Just a little. Just a dash. Just
The
a
little
dash.
dash.
Probably like a quarter teaspoon, if that. Just a dash.
Daddy.
Okay? Oh, and sugar. And then we'll put
Oh,
about
I forgot
we
all.
put about-
Somebody said about like this much.
that's actually too little.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, too little.
How much have you guys been putting in for the water, the other one, the
Like
strawberry?
about this much.
Let's see.
This much.
That much
No.
that you guys have been putting in for the
No,
strawberry?
I didn't.
That's
put
about a quarter.
more.
That's about a quarter
No,
cup.
I didn't put more. I put
And
less.
again, let's keep away from the center of the part. Are you
You
likes to put
can't
it on the part that blends, and that is not the
No.
greatest. Okay, let's push it down a little. All right.
Let's try to aim away, but then my hand.
What was
just
that?
Like I tried to aim away, but my hand just like pulling it straight to the middle.
He tried to aim away, but his hand, he was so nervous, he just dumped it right in the center.
Yeah.
All right, so we put that mint down. And mint and pineapple, I'm telling you, try this one at home. If you don't cook any of the, you might find it, okay, the salmon's too much, the coleslaw you don't want, the pineapple. This is delicious.
Kids can make it by themselves.
Exactly. Kids can make it by themselves. It's delicious. And really, during Ramadan, for me, a smoothie is just 2 thumbs up. I could just have a smoothie and that's it. All right, so let's blend this up. Let's not be silly because we are still using a knife in here. And this can also get really messy. Okay, if we spill it. I can see it boiling up, bubbling up a little bit, and it's got a little messy. Okay, let's stop.
Stop.
And let's let's see how it looks.
Oh, it still has that more.
Still has it in there, so we want to. Well, these guys are the experts when it comes to the smoothie, so I'll let them do this. I'll let them do it. What do you think?
Nope, water. No, wait, you gotta add some more water.
No, you don't have to add water.
That's what I do. You do.
Oh, okay. Water.
No. Yup. I think you trapped it.
Yeah,
So
let's open it up.
down.
It's not going down. Very good. So we need to move it down a little bit.
There.
We got to move everything down.
This was stuck.
That was stuck. That's stuck.
Let's do it again.
Okay, good. Go. Don't press so hard on there. Adding some water. Why are you adding water to it again?
It pushes it down and makes it. No, we already pushed it down, you.
Oh, we already pushed it down. Is
It
it?
makes it better. More creamy.
Okay.
There's
We added
no
some water.
milk in here.
All right.
Yeah.
And you're gonna want to do this normally. You're gonna do it to
It's
taste.
dripping. It's
Okay.
dripping too much water.
Yeah. All right. That's good. So you want to normally you'd like to do this to taste. Let's leave it alone because we're gonna put this in the fridge or in the freezer. So normally you're gonna do this to taste because every watermelon is different. Most watermelon is going to be a little bit. Some watermelon are going to be sweeter. Other ones are not going to be. Other watermelon are not going to be as sweet.
Harder.
So you want to do this to taste. If it's not a sweet watermelon, just add a little bit more sugar to it. But in the end, you want to have you want to have that mint flavor. Oh, there's a smoke alarm. Somebody better call the fire department. No, it's just the blackened salmon. Okay, so what you do with this beforehand is then, so it should look like this. And then you're going to put this in the freezer. Usually by 6 o'clock, it usually freezes for like 2 hours. Yeah, of course you take this out. And then you put that in the freezer. All right, go ahead.
I'll take the blender.
You can put this in the freezer.
Taste tester. Oh wait, you gotta keep this on.
Oh, you want to get the taste tester? Sure.
Oh,
Oh, and we got our blackened salmon all finished. And you can see it all blackened. Very nice. All right, so set that. And then the tacos, you're going to grate the cheese. Let's get the grater. And here, grater, put it right over there. And let's see here. Let's get the salsa out. And let's get everything together.
This you need to take. We'll put
There's the
this
salsa.
away.
Let's not dump it on here. Yeah. We need a paper towel as well for that, and a knife to open this cheese up.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much it. You have your tortillas. We use flour tortillas. You can use corn tortillas. Corn tortillas I actually prefer, but the kids and the wife, they don't like corn tortillas as much. But I like corn tortillas. These are like this is smaller corn tortillas, or this is a smaller flour tortilla. All right. So you're gonna arrange your tacos. I'm actually not gonna like put it all together. I don't believe, because we're not eating right now. If we were eating right now, I'd put it all together. But I will grate the cheese.
You? Or should I?
Yeah, you can grate the cheese. This won't work. I need a knife. Yeah. I need a knife for this. I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, here. because this is actually crumbly too. And this is it's called a cotija cheese. Cotija. It's a Mexican. It's like a Mexican Parmesan cheese actually. So it's pretty strong. You don't want to use too much.
We don't need to.
Oh, here you go. And then, like I said, it's crumbly. You want to use the bigger side. There. Yeah. And actually, let's just use this plate here. Oh. He says, "How about you do it?" Now, see, look at that. It just look at. It just crumbles. See, look at. Yeah. See, it just crumbles. Like I said, I've never used this cheese before. It's a Parmesan cheese. It's like a similar Mexican Parmesan cheese. The recipe called for it, so I'm gonna stick with the recipe. Usually, I'll use a fresca, like a cheese fresca, like another different type of taco Mexican cheese.
You gotta add salt and lime.
Okay.
And salsa.
Add salt and lime. Yeah, salt to taste. I'll just crumble that up. And lime. I think I did lime juice. Yeah, I did lime to the salsa. I thought I did lime to the salsa. Well, we'll see. All right. Like I said, that's why you want to taste this. Always taste. During Ramadan, you can't. So at the end, before you prepare this, you can get everything together. But before you put it out there, you should probably just taste it because everything needs to be sometimes tweaked a little bit. You have to follow the recipe, but then at the end, you might want to just tweak it a little bit. That's not, yeah. So that's that. All right.
If you have questions, ask in the comments.
So that's pretty much it. Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything else we got. We got the. You want to get the coleslaw? Are you?
Coleslaw.
We can show everything together. Yeah. And so when you put your tacos together, obviously you put your. I'll just show it real quickly. You put your tacos together. This isn't open. So you just take your taco, okay, and your flat taco, and then you put some of the salmon, and you place the salmon in here. Then you put the coleslaw, a little bit of coleslaw, then you put your lime and pineapple salsa, and then the cheese. Or you can do the cheese on top of the salmon. However you like to eat your taco. It's up to you. All right. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot. Again, I just want to recap with the recipe. Now, this recipe was our first time making it, and it's something new. I've talked in previous episodes. That's one of the best things about cooking is trying something new. Don't get scared about something.
Experiments.
What's that?
It's like an experiment.
It's an experiment.
Chemistry.
Chemistry, yeah. Everybody likes an experiment. Kids like to experiment. Kids like to get their hands in there and messy, and you can see the kids like to get in there and really go at it. And and blending things and mixing things all together, getting all those ingredients that we talked about, and all these things like subhanAllah, all these things come from Allah. Like we made cabbage, it's from the earth. Cilantro from the earth. Salmon from the sea. Pineapple from the earth. Cheese from the cow. All these things Allah has given us in these ingredients. SubhanAllah, we just put it together. We just follow a recipe, put it together, and make a meal. It's such a blessing that we have, and we should always think of food as a blessing. We should never, I always tell the kids, we should not cry about food. We should not whine about food. Food is a blessing that Allah has given us, and it is something that we can use, utilize, and sustain our body with. Also, following the recipe, getting that recipe from a chef. In Islam, getting that recipe from the Prophet, peace be upon him, and then from now we get the recipe in guidance from the scholars, and we get that from our imams, our local imams. Okay, so that's very, very important. We just don't do a Google search and find something that, hey, this is Islam, that's Islam. No, this is not the way we treat things. We talk to somebody that's knowledgeable. We go to our scholars. We go to our imams, and they're the ones that help us give us that recipe for success, that recipe for what's that?
The recipe for Islam.
The recipe for Islam. Okay, and such a mercy that Allah, especially during this time of Ramadan, this is the month of the Quran. Allah has given us that Quran as a guidance. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, until next week, we hope you guys continue your good deeds, increase those acts of worship, increase those good deeds. Ramadan is halfway over. It's 15 days. SubhanAllah, already 15 days. So really utilize this time. Utilize this time that you have to increase those good deeds, increase your acts of worship, follow the recipe of Islam, the recipe that Allah gave to the Prophet, and continue keeping it on. All right, Jazakallah khair for joining us. Assalamu alaikum, and I hope you enjoyed.